Alright, so what's up you guys, it's your boy X and we are back at it again with another Memoria Freese video. So as always, there was a new stream, so I'm here to cover everything up that's said in the stream. We have quite a bit of info to go through, so let's get this started. So the first thing on this list is the new Dungeon Rogue Town banner units. We have a total of 5 new units to discuss here, and to get things started, we will take a look at Bell. The name of the new Bell unit is Outlaw Rabbit Bell Cronel, and it's a magic unit. His super attack is an Ultra Thunder magic attack with temporary magic boost, and for one turn a magic resist minus 50%. And to go over the moveset this character has, his first attack is a mid thunder magic attack, and he also buffs himself with a magic and thunder plus 50% for 4 turns. His second attack is a high thunder magic attack, and it removes STR and magic buffs excluding assist skills. And for his third and last attack for his moveset, he has a super thunder magic attack with high penetration rate, and for 4 turns he will debuff the enemy with magic and thunder resist minus 30%. His passive is the thunder counter, and I'd say that it's a fairly interesting unit. However, for the second unit that we're gonna discuss right now, it's the most anticipated unit for me, and that unit is temporary healer Ami. She's a balanced unit, and for her super attack she has an ultra wind magic attack with a temporary magic boost. For one turn she'll debuff the enemy with magic and wind resist minus 35%. And to go over her actual moveset, for the first attack she has a delayed high wind magic attack, and it takes off curse and almonds. For her second move, she will heal your party with 30% HP regen and also add physical and magic resist plus 30% for 3 turns. A very solid move to say the least. And for her last attack, she will have a fast low wind magic attack, and she will debuff the enemy for 2 turns with STR, magic and agility minus 30%. And as far as her passive goes, she actually heal counters and also has a guard damage reduction plus 30% and almond resist plus 30% as well. For me personally, she's definitely the unit I want the most out of the batch, and I think she's a fairly good unit, and her art is something I really like as well. Now to go over from Ami to the next unit, we will take a look at Mort, which is actually a free unit, so that's always nice to have. He is a physical unit, and his super attack is an ultra wind physical attack with high critical rate, and when in slow element his skill damage will be plus 70%. And he has quite an interesting moveset as well. His first attack is a low wind physical attack, however he slows himself for 4 turns, so a bit of a drawback here. However, he does buff himself as well with an STR and wind damage plus 40%. His second attack is a mid wind physical attack with high on guard rate, and when slow element is effective, his skill damage will be buffed with 50%. This goes hand in hand with his first attack, as he's able to slow himself down, and for his last attack he will also have this gimmick going. It's a high wind physical attack with high on guard rate, and when slow element is effective he will have a buff, which is his skill damage plus 60%. So it's a little bit of a gimmick unit which allows him to actually slow himself down to give himself higher buffs. And as far as his passive goes, he has a wind counter and a guard damage reduction plus 30%. And that was it as far as adventurer unit goes. So last up we have our 2 girls Asfi and Lunar, which are both assists. I was personally hoping for Lunar to be an adventurer, but I guess that's not meant to be for this time around. So to go over Asfi first, Lawful Judge Asfi, she is a balanced assist, and her abilities SCR, magic, agility and dexterity plus 10% and stun resist plus 100%. Now that last bit is really interesting, since a guaranteed stun resist can come in handy in certain situations, so that's definitely not a bad trait to have. Now as far as Dungeon Waitress Lunar goes, her assist is dexterity based, and her ability is 45% stun, which activates twice. To me this sounds a bit lackluster, especially when you take a look at Asfi, who has a guaranteed stun resist, but that said, her art still looks amazing to me, and that's about it. And that was it as far as the new units goes that will be coming along. Now it's quite interesting that the banners are actually 2 unit banners, meaning you have a 50% chance to get the unit you want instead. I personally recommend spending Iris on the Ami and Asfi banner over the Bell and Lunar one, but of course if you are like me and you want all of the units, then feel free to do so as well. And talking about getting every new unit, having a good login bonus with a lot of Iris to get will definitely help with that, and as of now we have 2 login bonuses coming our way. The first login bonus is to celebrate 10 million downloads worldwide, which gives us a total of 1,000 Iris to collect. And as far as the second login bonus goes, it's part of the new event. Personally, I'm really happy with the new 1000 Iris login bonus for the 10 million downloads, because I've been going at these summer banners like a madman, so hopefully this will help me at least partially recover from that. Then to move over from the login bonuses, we actually get a heroic trail renewal. So to start off with the changes it will receive, you will be able to choose from 4 different bonds that can be exchanged as rewards. However, this does not mean that you can get 4 different bonds, but rather that you have more options to choose from. You will will also get a new difficulty with buffed rewards, and the clear rewards will be 2 hero lights and 30 iris. We will also have a Crystal Bunny equipment upgrade campaign with buff drops as well. Now this is where things get interesting, because from tomorrow on we will have a new update that brings us to version 8.1. Last week I made a video about certain complaints that I have with the game, and it seems like they have picked up at least on some of them with the following new features. Now for our first new feature, we will be able to make use of a buffed selling system. We can now hold the minus or plus button, making it easier to sell in heaps instead of furiously clicking the plus or minus button over and over. And the Familia pin board will actually be updated as well. The Familia board won't reset during scrolling anymore, and my personal favorite is the fact that there's finally a Familia chat system coming along, which was very needed. This was one of the biggest points I made in my previous video, because especially with Familia wargames coming along, communication is very important, so I'm so happy they actually included that. And last but not least, we will also be able to skip the dispatch animations from now on. It's a small little change, but for those who actually do the dispatch missions, it's actually quite coming in handy. Now that's all the new features that I know of. As someone who really wanted the Familia system to be upgraded, I'm very happy that they're actually doing something about it in game, and hopefully this will make things a lot easier. Now with the features aside, we will also have a new anime gacha unit, which for this week will be Aisha. As of now, I have no clue what she does and what she's able to do, but for the art alone, I will definitely make sure to pick her up. So that does it for today's news regarding Memoria Freese. Personally, I'm very happy with the new update, and the new Familia chat system is definitely one of the things I look the most forward to, along with Aisha and Amit. Let me know down below if you guys are pulling on the new banners, and if so, what new unit are you hoping to get? I already know that I will be aiming to get them all, but I'm interested to see who's hyped for what. And that really does it for today's video. Shout out to the people over at Reddit for staying on top of these things as well. Their posts definitely helped me out configuring everything with the pieces I didn't manage to translate or overlooked whilst initially watching the stream. That wraps it up for today, guys. It was your boys LJX. Stay happy, stay blessed, and I'm out. Peace.